Hey everybody, it's Trueflight here. We're back in Forza Horizon 3. This time we're going to be taking a look at the McLaren F1. Didn't own this car when I did my McLaren video a couple weeks ago, so didn't get a chance to do a lap on Goliath with it to see how it compared to the other cars, but we're going to give it a try. This is one of the cars, as I've been talking about recently, where it works better scaled back a little bit. I think this car is much better as an S1 than an S2, but I did all the other cars as S2, so I thought I would give this one a try, maxed out like they were. As I said, I think it's better in S1 though, but we're going to give it a go anyway. All of them handle relatively the same. See what we're up against here. But I just wanted to test them all on a even playing field, so. Handles terrible in the sand. Let's see how long we can go before we lose our wing here. I do have it on cosmetic damage only because this race is a pain in the butt if you put sim damage on. So losing the wing doesn't really do anything other than looks, but it always tends to fall off at some point. Try to keep it on there as long as possible. When we get on pavement, this thing should take off like a rocket now. The road through this little town is always so bumpy though, it's hard to control. Not too bad there. Still getting used to her though, so I'm probably going to overbrake for some turns, and I'm undoubtedly going to not brake enough for a turn sooner or later. I've been getting a little bit better with my driving though, so might not necessarily be fair to the P1 on my lap time here. Considering I drove that back while I was still learning. I'm still not gonna lie and say I'm good at the game, but I'm definitely better than I was when I made that video. I always miss this change up here between the left to the right. If you hit that too fast and miss that bridge, you're screwed. Slowed down a little bit too much there too. I think I had 3 major accidents in my P1 video. I have to go back and watch it again. I was counting them. I'm going to try to do this without any, but I'm not kidding myself that I'm actually going to do that. Yeah, so most of the McLaren cars have a very similar feel on the road. The F1 is no real difference here. Does seem to handle, oops, that was terrible. That's totally me, and there's gonna go my spoiler, I bet. Oh, nope, it's still on there. As I was saying, how much better this car kind of sticks to the road as I fly off the road. That was totally driver error, though. That corner is not meant to be going around at max speed. There's that one. Jeez. There's a couple more bends in here, which we gotta slow down for a little. And then we're good to open or wide open. Gotta get past these little S-curves up here. I think after this one we're good. There's one tight one at the end of this long stretch here, but it's More of a let off the throttle than a brake kind of turn. This one suffers, I think, from the same tuning issue as my other cars, is that there's so much power left at the high end here, I could probably re-gear it to get a little bit more top speed. Whoa, I guess I should have braked a little bit. Trying to do it by just letting off the gas, and that wasn't going to work. But yeah, when we reach our rev limiter in 6th gear here, we have a lot of power left, so I could probably tweak that last gear, get a little bit more top speed out of it, but I like the acceleration. This one doesn't have as much wasted power as some of the other cars, so it might not be worth changing. Pretty respectable speed there, though, 238. Let's check how our braking is. Oh, I braked way too early. Used to my heavier cars where you have to brake a mile early for that turn. As I said, I don't pretend to be a good driver. I'm just better than I was. See how many accidents we can get into on this section here. Whoa, that was close. I almost always go off on this turn. I don't know why. It's actually halfway decent, despite having a tire in the dirt. Car definitely feels a lot more in control than the P1. The P1 was very, very loose in the back end. And it seems to be faster. I'd have to go back and watch that to see what the speeds were on that car. But again, as I said, it might not be fair to the P1 because my driving skill has improved a lot since I drove that car. So I may need to go back and redo a new video with that. It's really funny because how terrible I'm doing in certain parts, and then I say how much improved I am, but it's true if you go back and watch that video. My problem is I switch back and forth between a couple different games, and they have way, way different controls. I do think the P1 I had set up as an all-wheel drive too, and I do have this as a rear only. Only because the all-wheel will, while it helped with control, it kills your top speed and your weight, which this car really didn't need. It's already got the control. So I don't think it hurted any by not having it. Stupid bike rack. So there is that difference in the tuning builds of them. I think the P1 really needed that extra handling though, where this car doesn't, so I'll have to go back and look and see if I put all-wheel drive on that. Crazy speed to be driving through downtown. Oh, I braked too late. Oh, that sucked. Could have at least bounced us off. I want to say my P1 lap time was something like 10:40, 10:48. guessing, though. But yeah, this car is definitely more stable in the corners than the P1 was. Maybe at a cost of speed. Like I said, I'll have to double check and see what my speed on that car was. Usually I brake too late for that turn. That time I broke too early. Is that the word, broke? Braked? Not sure what the terminology is there. I did put the difficulty setting for the AI down to what I normally use when I did the old videos. I do run it on a higher AI difficulty now. But if I recall, on those videos I had trouble staying in the front, and on this one I seem to be destroying everyone. Oh, oh. That's what I get for trying to look at the map instead of watching where I'm going. That's gonna hurt my lap time a little bit. A few stupid accidents in there like that one. Cost me a bit of time in the long run, I'm betting. Oh, no, no, no. Covered from that one. Oh, maybe. Jeez. I always screw up on this turn. Hit that little rock. I bounced off it this time. How many times I get hung up on that little rock? What the heck are you doing? Why did my game just decide to pause? What's that? What happened? Apparently my game just decided to be stupid. I'm not sure what happened there. Suddenly my game doesn't recognize my controller. That was weird. To unplug it and plug it in a couple times. I'm not sure what happened there, but as I was saying, I always get hung up on that little rock when you come down onto the beach. You're in the air, you can't really do anything about it. It drives me nuts. You have to stay to the left side when you come off that, or otherwise you're slide out to the outside and you get hung up on that rock. So 1134 I think is a lot slower than the P1, but I'm not positive. I'll have to go back and check that video. As I said, I know I have a 1048 record with some car. I just don't know what it is. Might not have recorded that one though. But I did have a couple really screwy accidents, like the one where I ended up in the guy's backyard there, which slowed me down. Let's win something, make it good, close to the video. Come on. An Impreza. I'm okay with that. I think I already have one, but I won't knock extra cars. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Did a okay lap. Had a couple stupid mistakes in there, but gives you a feel for the F1 here. There is the other version of the F1, which I do want to give a try to, but it's also a lot more expensive, so I'm going to have to save up for that one. Shouldn't take me too long to get the money for it. But of all of the McLarens, I still like the 650S the best, though this handling wise, I like this way better than the P1. It could just be the tuning I have on the P1. I'm going to tweak with it some more and maybe do a video comparing the two cars later. The P1 is newer and in theory should be better, but definitely in practice the F1 is way better than the P1. I hate how it doesn't put your current car back where it should be. So we get back here. Yep, there's our 650S, which, like I said, is my favorite to drive. The 570S, which I'm going to drop down probably to an S1, maybe even lower, just to mess around with. And there's our P1. I'm curious to see the stats on this, because this does max out at an X class, which is way higher. Then what we got here, yeah, and the stats across the board are decently higher. That top speed is lower though, so anyway, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. You can watch the Goliath runs of the other McLaren cars in a video. I'll put that down in the description, and we will see you in the next video.